Welcome to the Conversation Corner. This is my favorite corner in my office. It is where I begin my morning every day. It is where I start my morning routine of gratitude time, of journaling, of meditation, devotion. This is where it starts. This is my comfy chair. This is the most comfortable chair in my office in my corner. So, thank you for joining me in the Conversation Corner. Today we're going to have a little conversation about the life that we create and living the life that we create. You know, I like to say, we live a life in different ways. We know people. We may be one of those that lives our life in a victim mindset. What's a victim mindset look like? Victim mindset looks like we go, woe is me. Whoa, the sky is gray. The sky is falling. Nobody likes me. That is a woe is me mindset. And sometimes we live in a constant state of woe is me. And on the flip side of that is a victor mindset. What is a victor mindset? And I like to say a victor mindset is wow is me. Wow, the sun is out today. Wow, it's cloudy, but there's a little bit of sunshine going through. Wow, my morning didn't start off great, but wow, it ended great. I had a great day. I got to work on time. We can talk about all these things that we have a woe is me mindset or a wow is me mindset. So a victim or a victor mindset. And both of those, deciding on which mindset we choose, we'll start to create that life. So we create the life we're living, whether we've done it intentionally or unintentionally, whether we've done it knowingly or unknowingly. It has, where we're at today is because of our past decisions. And it's those past decisions of, was it, mainly a victim, a woe is me mindset, or a victor mindset of wow is me mindset. I was thinking about our conversation today, and I was thinking, I'm going to give you all these strategies for how to have the life you create, and how to really have a wow is me mindset, a victor mindset. And I thought, man, I'm going to have all these strategies, all these different things. And then I really thought about it, and I thought, you know what? Creating the life that we want to live all comes down to really one strategy. Only one. And that one strategy is intention. We have to live a life of intentionality. With the victim mindset, well, woe is me, is, we probably just let that happen. We're not intentionally going, complaining and being around negative people. And that sometimes just happens unknowingly. And the same thing is, sometimes we don't really pay attention to having a good attitude. We don't really set out to it. It just kind of happens. So, but what if every day we get up and we start to think intentionally? We start to have an intentional life where we start to have intentional conversations. We start being around people intentionally because they think a little bit different. They have a better attitude. They're more positive. So when we do that, it starts to change the way our life looks like. We wake up and we think about our intentional thoughts. What kind of thoughts am I going to have today? I'm going to be intentional about those. When things start to go south and I start getting a bad mood, I'm going to be intentional and I'm going to go, you know what? Wait a minute. What do I have to be joyful about? What do I have to be happy about? What do I have to appreciate in life? And those thoughts start to go around our mind instead of those negative thoughts and those woe is me thoughts, those victim mindsets. And we also have to be, we have intentional about our thoughts and, are they negative or positive? Or are we working towards a woe is me or a wow is me mindset? Because don't our thoughts really drive our attitude? Somebody says something to us and, we might get really mad. But somebody can say that same thing to somebody else and they get really happy. Why is that? That's because we control our reaction. So what someone said to us didn't make us mad. It was our reaction that made it, that got us mad, that we said, well, I'm going to get mad at that. So if we can do that, can't we start to change our thoughts? You know, man, I got up this morning, I went out to get in my car and I went to drive to work and I had a flat tire. Dog, man. Or go, you know what? That's okay. I'm going to get it fixed. I'm going to get to work. There's probably a reason that maybe that happened today. Maybe I wasn't supposed to be on the road for a certain reason. Maybe I was supposed to be a little late to work today for a reason. So you know what? That's okay. That's all right. That's a victor mindset. That is, a working on changing your thought process. We also have to be intentional about our speech because, sometimes what we think, we want to think positive, have a victor mindset, and that comes out in our speech. If we have a victim mindset, that still comes out in our speech. But when we say, we can say a ton of positive things to ourselves. We can, and we've all had experience with this. I mean, man, we are having a fantastic outfit day. Man, the clothes are rocking, the shoes are rocking, the watch matches the shoes. I mean, it's just a fantastic day. Everybody's been complimenting, everything's just working. And then all of a sudden, one person says something doesn't look right. Now, what happens? Our mind goes, oh, man, this whole outfit is wrong. These shoes probably don't match this watch. And I mean, this thing's just a mess. And does it matter that 10 people today told us that how great we looked? That one person said, you got a little hair out of place. And we just go, oh, well, it's ruined. This is it. But that example just goes to show the power of negative thinking versus positive thinking, or negative speech versus positive speech. It just takes one little negative comment or one negative word to just turn us on a downward spiral to go, man, this isn't working. So should we really work on the things that we say and the words that we say, and really be intentional about our speech? Now, when I say intentional about speech, that doesn't necessarily mean to other people. Yes, we need to be intentional about the conversations that we have, about the words we say, about the talk we have. But what about being intentional with our internal speech? With the things we say to ourselves, oh man, don't we say these? You're not good enough. You're not smart enough. You're not educated enough. You don't know enough. You're not kind enough. You're not joyful enough. Think about all those speeches that we have with ourselves. And those are victim speeches to ourselves. They don't care about me. They don't want to include me. All these things. What if we change that internal speech to a victor mindset? I am capable. I have overabundance of self-confidence. I am joyful. I am happy. I am proud. What if we start changing those conversations and speak and talk to ourselves? Because when we change that on the inside, that's going to come out in our verbal speech. So we have to be intentional about our thoughts. We need to be intentional about our internal and external words. And the third thing we have to be intentional about is our actions. Actions are so important about being intentional. I call it I have a dream needle. So when we're being unintentional, our dream needle is kind of flat. We may have a dream, but it's not really going anywhere. But what happens when we start to become intentional with our actions? Our dream needle starts to go up and up towards our dream, towards our vision, towards the things we want to do. But we have to be intentional about those actions. Maybe we're being intentional about writing a note to somebody that we thought, man, I just really appreciate them. I'm going to take 5 minutes. I'm going to write them a note and tell them how much I appreciate them. Maybe it's sending them a text. Maybe it's picking up the phone. Something we don't do a whole lot of now. Make a phone call and say, you know what? I just want to tell you how much I appreciate you. Something I admire about you. What if it's, we start being intentional about our actions. Maybe we start showing up to work on time. maybe, we realize we're not getting it done by 5 o'clock in the evening, so we need to stay about 10 more minutes. Not that we're getting paid for it, but because that's our service and that's our value we're trying to add to the people we're working for. Maybe it's you're staying a little bit longer to do this. Maybe it's just you're being intentional about every action. You're not just an action is you think about before you respond. You're being intentional about that. How do I want to respond to this? How do I want to do this action? So we have to be intentional about those. Maybe it's learning something new. Maybe it's sitting down in front of the computer, watching a YouTube, watching a Zoom. Because we can learn anything. Maybe it's being intentional about that instead of saying, I don't know how to do that. I can't get a new job. I can't further my career. You say, I'm gonna be intentional. I'm gonna have that Victor mindset of intentional actions to create the life that I want. Because we can have any life we want. And we can create it. But how do we create it? We create it by what we do today. The decisions we make today affect our circumstances tomorrow. Can I change my circumstances right this moment? No. No, right this moment I can't. But the decisions and the decision after decision affects the circumstances tomorrow, the next day, and those start to change. And we start to get the life we created, the life we want to create. So be intentional about that life that you want to create through your thoughts, through your speech, and through your actions. Because those intentionalities on a daily basis, compounded over a week, over a month, over a year, over a decade, over a lifetime. Imagine the impact you can have on your own life by being intentional with one thought, one word, one action. And your circumstances of today change tomorrow. So, create the life you want to live and do that intentionally. So, I appreciate each of you joining me here in the corner. I just love having these conversations every week with you. So until next week, my friends, I'll see you next week in the corner.